With you, Associate Dean of Academic Support Services. Listen, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the type of behavior you have to have at the college level in order to be successful. So, the number one thing, they say that the world is run by people that show up. Okay, you got to go to class in order to be successful. Okay, now each individual instructor has different attendance policies. Any of you that are taking preparatory classes, if you meet twice a week and you miss 6 times or more, they're going to kick you out of every single class that you're taking. If you meet once a week and you miss 3 or more, they're going to kick you out of every single class you're taking. Some instructors don't care if you show up. Some of them are going to drop you a letter grade if you miss more than once or twice. Some instructors, and this has been the case, in the past, I've had instructors that would simply lock the door and not let you in if you were late. So be on time and go to class. You're not going to learn anything if you don't go. Okay. Another thing that you need to realize is it is a faculty member's choice to excuse your absence or not. You got a sick kid, you're sick, you have a doctor's note, had to go out of town for whatever reason, family emergencies. That's entirely the prerogative of each individual faculty member to decide whether or not they're going to excuse that. And frankly, most of them probably will, but that's something that falls under academic freedom. Now, you can keep track of all that stuff from inside your student portal, and so you just, log in and you can see your grades and your absences inside of there. In some classes it'll affect it and some won't. You can read about all this in the college catalog. Okay, so all of these policies and what academic freedom means. Okay, this is several hundred pages, so most people don't, read through all this stuff. But if you're ever curious about any of this kind of stuff, academic progress, academic policies, which we'll get to, here in just a little bit, everything is outlined here. Not only that, but if there's a problem with an individual instructor, if you think you're being treated unfairly, there's a student handbook right here that has your rights outlined. And you can see, everything that's there, your financial aid, the academic policies, academic honesty and integrity. And I've got another one of these videos that talks about plagiarism and those kind of things and what the punishments could be. But, that's just something, keep in mind, these things are not hidden from you. In addition to this, in every single one of your class, you're going to get a syllabus, okay? And a syllabus looks like, and you can find previous year's syllabi, if you like. All you have to do is click on Course Information and Syllabi, see Fall 2014, go to anything. I think in the past when we did history. So if you want to see what the fall syllabus for U.S. history looks like, this is it. It tells you what the purpose of the class is, what the core requirements are that we're going to have to meet. It tells you exactly what you're going to learn, how you're going to learn it, and then the methods of evaluation. This is how your grade is scheduled. So the college catalog, the student handbook, the syllabus, all of these things are a contract between you and the instructor, between you and the individual faculty member, between you and what's expected. So you can just keep track of all this stuff that way. And if you're in the individual class, obviously you're going to get this. But if you want to look for the future as to what you're going to be expected to know in electives or whatever, this is the way to do it. The last thing that you need to be aware of, and this is primarily for students that live in the dorms, but there is an academic calendar. It is already published. Okay, so it's right here, and you can take a look at it. It tells you when final exams are. It's December 10th, 11th, which is a Wednesday and Thursday, and the 15th and 16th, which is a Monday and Tuesday. Okay? There is no such thing as an early final here. None. Period. In order to get one, you would have to go through the vice president of the college, and they're exceptionally rare. So just don't plan on missing your final and expecting everything to be fine. Don't just miss your don't think that you're going to leave a couple days early for Thanksgiving and not get in trouble for it. So if you're buying plane tickets to fly home, if you're going out of town for Christmas, Don't buy them before the 16th because you may have a final then. Okay, and you can check your final schedule already. Okay, it's posted inside of your student portal. And let me see, I changed my password the other day, so let me see if I can even remember it. But you know, just you are not in high school anymore. All right, well, see, apparently I can't remember my login. Yeah, all right, well, take my word for it, it's in there. So, another thing, if you need to find out what office hours are, first of all, they're going to be on your syllabus and they're inside your student portal, so look that up. But it's under the course information and syllabi as well. Okay, so you can look at the fall and you can look at history. And, for the instructor, John Jordan, there you go. Now, they haven't linked them yet, but they will. And some of them have down here. You can see that Mark Myers and Rinker and all these people. So you just click on office hours. Okay, well, apparently it can't start Outlook, so there you go. But once they get the links fixed, it's going to be there if you want to know about somebody's CV. This is what John Jordan's qualifications are. Okay, so any of your instructors, if you don't think they know what they're talking about, you can check on that. Trust me, they do. Okay. Another thing that a lot of students don't seem to get is that at the college level, it's the instructor's choice what they want to teach, how they want to evaluate you. I always use the analogy, and no one ever knows what I'm talking about, but that each faculty member has their own little fiefdom given to them by the vice president of the college. They can do whatever they want in their classrooms. You are expected to know the material that they expect you to learn. And if one instructor says, okay, we're going to learn how to use how to use your cell phone to surf the web and to get into student portal, that's fine. Just keep in mind, in another class, if a faculty member sees you with a cell phone out, they may kick you out of class and completely remove you. One thing that most students don't understand is that faculty members have the ability to do what they call an administrative withdrawal, which means all they have to do is go down, tell the registrar, take this person out of my class, and you get withdrawn from the class. It could happen on the first day, it could happen the day before finals. Also keep in mind that although many students must think to the contrary, you really do need to have something to write with and write on inside of classes. You need to take notes. And remember, there's a good chance that something that your instructor says is going to be on a test at some point in time. And the number of students that either think we can't notice that they're staring at their crotch nonstop texting, or that, are sleeping in the back of the class. Most instructors can probably tell you based on your performance within a week or two of what your final grade's going to be in the class. That's not meaning that they're, have it out for you, but you can detect, and I've taught for 5 years. I've been working at the college level for 12. I have 5 years experience, and within a matter of a week, I can tell you who's going to make A's, who's going to fail, who's going to retake the class, who's got the skill and just doesn't show up, pay attention. But one of the biggest pet peeves for most of our instructors, okay, is going to be cell phones. So don't get your cell phone out. There's no need for it, okay? If you're going to spend all your time on your cell phone or sleeping in class, why'd you bother even getting dressed? You could have stayed in your dorm room or stayed home without having to come, right, and disrupt the other students. Just if you need to talk with your instructor, don't confront them in the middle of class. That's something that's a big no-no. Set up a time to catch them during their office hours. That's why they're there. If you're having trouble in the class, don't hesitate to ask for the help, because that's what they're there for. Most instructors, and we're small enough, they're going to know you on a first-name basis anyway, okay? So, if you need something, we're here to help you learn. No one is out to just get you. We don't want to fail anybody. But trust me, a lot of students do fail, and a lot of students will fail in the future because they just won't behave themselves in class and they won't do the work, okay? Last thing, FPC contact and information. Once again, You will have it inside your student portal. You have it here. You have it underneath the Students tab. There is no excuse for you not to be able to get in touch with your instructor. Now, you do have recourse, and if you've sent multiple emails and you've really sent them to the correct address and you're being ignored, and it's been what would be considered a lengthy period of time, you do have some recourse. You can either make an anonymous concern, or you can outright make a complaint with Deborah Summers, and she's the anthropology associate professor, and she's also I forget what the official title is, but the chair of the divisions, I believe, is the term. And you can find where her office is, you can find out what her extension is, and you can see what her email is, so you can contact her. If you're going to make a formal complaint, you'll have to go in person, you'll have to fill out a form. But if you want to keep it anonymous, you can just make it a concern rather than a complaint. And all grade appeals take place at the end of the semester. So if there's a dispute on a grade and you don't get the resolution you're looking for, it won't be dealt with until the end of the semester. There's a chance it may not affect your final grade to where it'll change your letter grade either way. It might. So just keep in mind that you have 2 weeks up through the next semester. So if you had a problem in the fall, you have till 2 weeks into the spring semester to file that grade appeal. Okay? So just act like act like courteous human beings in class. You're going to be fine. Take notes. Pay attention. You're paying for this after all, so make the best use of your time. This is Jason Price. I'll catch you the next time.